Well, I'm Mallory Phelan. I'm the Executive Director of Oregon AgLink, and we are a statewide membership-based nonprofit with a mission to connect Oregonians around agriculture. I think a lot of times the first time someone steps on a farm in Oregon that they have never, if they've never been to a farm in Oregon, they're surprised about the space. I think the space is usually bigger than they have in their mind, and they think that, wow, that's actually a lot more blank, name the crop or whatever, than they've ever seen in one space. And then I think they're really usually surprised to know how much technology and how much planning and just it's so much more complex than I think a lot of people realize. The longer you are on a farm and talk to a farmer, you just realize there's so many pieces to making a crop get to market and so many things outside of their control. So in the Willamette Valley here, we can grow so many crops. We can grow more crops than really anywhere in the country. There's a few that we can't, but for the most part, we grow more than 220 crops in the state. I think more than like 180 of them can be grown here in the valley. We have such rich soil, great climate. Our summers, so many crops love our summertime. Like during harvest, they love the warm days and the cool nights. And so we can grow a lot of specialty crops, which range everything from seed crops that are being then sent to a market for other farmers to grow that crop for production. So we're a big seed crop state, as well as just vegetables and fruit and things that we all get to consume. And we have such a variety of berries and fruit trees and everything. So it really is just a super diverse area. So Oregon farmers are oftentimes highly educated. I know many farmers who have master's degrees in not necessarily even in their specialized crops, but just in either agronomy or, maybe it is like I know a gal who has, a wheat in wheat production and genetics and things like that. So there's farms who have master's degrees, PhDs, and then combine that like kind of technical or like academic education with most people have generations of knowledge passed down, whether that is like familial or they're just learning from other people. There is a lot of generational knowledge passed down. I think that Oregon farmers are not a monolith. I think that is probably true across a lot of industries. We kind of, the media or whatever we think of, that we grew up with this idea of who a farmer is not what Oregon farmers look like. Oregon actually has a higher percentage than the nation in female farmers. The average age feels really high. There's a lot of programs and people getting into farming younger. They're finding, I think that the younger generation is finding more niche markets there's just a lot of different consumers who want different things. And so farmers are always, this is not just for young farmers or niche markets, but farmers are always growing for the market, what the market's wanting. I get so excited just working with the people that I get to work with. So I sometimes think to myself, I don't know how farmers and ranchers do all the things they do. They are, they are part of families, they're raising kids, they're involved in so many organizations that trying to continue, to support whatever aspect of farming that they're doing. So I think people are what make Oregon agriculture the strongest. There are just so many passionate people in this state, in this valley, who want to see Oregon thrive and the basis of that is through agriculture. They want us to have a robust, safe food supply, and they know that they are part of that. Farmers are always trying to be efficient. There's never enough hours in the day to get everything that you need done. If you're under any sort of weather pressure, if the rains come in, or it's going to be too hot for too long. There's just always something that you're trying to calculate and finish and get done. And so technology has really helped farmers either gain efficiencies that way, or sometimes gain part of their not life back, but kind of just some free time. It can make them have more space to maybe do some better planning ahead of time, or have more time with their kids or families or whatever. And so I think farmers are always willing to try something, especially if they can see the reason, either in time savings or money. If they can save time or money, it probably will be a good fit. Farmers are really often forward thinking because they're trying to, again, produce more food or more crop or whatever, higher yield on less land. And so, just being efficient. And the other thing that technology is helping Oregon farmers with is environmentally sustainable practices. So it's helping with using less any fertilizers, pesticides, anything which is better for their pocketbook and it's also better for the environment. So I think one of the first things that I always try to explain or help folks understand is that it's complex. It's you can read about one problem in the world or one problem with our food production or whatever it is, and you can't just pull, like, say, okay, we're not going to do that anymore, because as soon as you pull that cog out of the wheel, everything starts to fall apart. All of ag is so reliant on not only one another, from animal agriculture being the fertilizer for organic agriculture, and I mean you can kind of just build out this web of the interconnectedness, but it also is interconnected in the entire industries of things. It's not just agriculture isn't just this silo in its existence of itself. It's transportation, it's technology, it's all these things that are playing into it. And so it's not just this, you can't just pull one string out and have it all work. So to engage better with organic agriculture, I mean, one of the easiest ways is you go to the farmer's market and you talk with farmers. Those farmers are not usually growing on a scale that is what is the food that's going into your grocery store, but it's at least a start of someone to talk with. We also, AgLink, our organization is very open to connecting people with farmers. I have just lists and lists of farmers who I work with and who we've brought students out to, who I've done adult tours with. So we are always open to, we've partnered with OMSI and OHSU to bring adults out to farms, groups of students, whether they're old or young, out to farms. Yeah, and we just have a lot of farmers who say, you can give people my name and I will talk with people. I think a lot of people forget that we're all human and we're all wanting to know more and understand more. And so if you just ask, can I come visit your farm, or contact us and say, how could I visit a farm and see how wheat is grown, or how do strawberries make it all across our state and whatnot. So I think you just start asking questions and you'll find people who want to help you learn and get the answers.